Initial thoughts? It's even more steeper than it looks. To run through the trees to keep the shape of the ball. Oh. My knees are beginning to hurt, so I'm gonna have to take a longer route down to the bottom, which is a bit of a pain. Ah, it's flipping exhausting. So yesterday I was doing some hill reps, and halfway through I heard a pop, a small kind of noise in my knee, and it kind of felt slightly unsteady, and I kept going for a second and then I was just unable to run. So I walked home in agony, and I just thought, well, I might have just strained something and overnight rest will be all right. But today, 24 hours on, although there's no swelling in my knee, I'm unable to even walk more than about 50 meters. So I think it is potentially something a bit bigger than just a minor strain. Right. So that's a complete full thickness cartilage loss of the medial femoral fondyle. How do you spell that? F-E-M. Okay, so I just got off the phone with him.
Right, what did he say?
Well, it's not great. I've got quite a lot that needs fixing. I've got a medial meniscal tear, a grade 2 degenerative change of the retropatella, and a complete full thickness cartilage loss of the medial femoral fondyle, which does sound like a remote train journey in the Scottish Highlands performed by Michael Portillo, but hey, yeah, it's quite a lot.
That is a lot. So you have a plan?
Yeah, so he says that in order to get me out of pain, he is going to have to do a knee arthroscopy and do these other little bits as well. So it'll be kind of 2 procedures in one. And he said, we need to do it ASAP because obviously I can't walk more than about 250 meters.
Yeah.
But the concerning thing that he talked about was actually about running and about what I may or may not be able to do in the future.
How do you feel about that?
Well, his words were that my running may be impaired, and he was kind of, you might be able to do some running, but we'll just see how it goes. But there was a lot of ifs and buts in there, and he was unsure, and he talked about hard surfaces and his concerns about me running on hard surfaces. But no matter what, he was saying, you just need to get this done ASAP in order that you can, just basically walk around again. Because for the last 4 weeks, I've not been able to even, I've not been able to take the baby to nursery because it's about 250 meters is the most I can walk. So there's a plan. I'm going to have the arthroscopy and this other bit on the side that I don't really understand, and that'll get me out of pain, and we'll just see where we go from there.
Yeah, take it one day at a time.
Hello, mate. Yeah, I've just had a call with the surgeon and he's given me my prognosis, but to be honest, I'm not completely sure what it means. Do you have a moment to kind of break it down for me in complete layman's terms, if you could?
Hey, mate. Yes, I can explain what's going on for you. So the cartilage, which are our buffers, there's one at the end of your thigh and one at the top of your shin. Both of these areas have been damaged. You have some changes to the cartilage at the end of your thigh, which means that they're going to go in and try and repair that, along with trying to repair the one called your meniscus, which is at the top of your shin. But the key thing for you to understand, there are some changes in your knee that are probably related to your age and how much you've run, and we need to get you prepared and get you nice and strong. So listen, I'll be with you all the way and help you get back onto the road. I'll speak to you soon, mate. Bye.
One thing I've actually been really surprised about is I've been able to get on my bike and not being in any pain at all. It just shows how cross training can actually really work quite well, even when you have quite a bad knee injury. I can't walk 200 meters if I'm on foot, but on a bike, I've been able to get out every day and it's been pretty much pain-free. So here's the cross training. Okay, so Manny's given me a bunch of exercises to do that can build up strength in both my knees, because obviously this one is doing a lot of extra work at the moment. This one's called the hip flexion and abduction. Now, it might look really easy, but the trick is you've got to keep your back against the wall. It's not actually as easy as it looks, especially when you do 12 of them. So today's the day of the surgery. I got up, I had some breakfast and some water, and now I'm nil by mouth until I go in for the procedure. So I'm going to go into the hospital this afternoon, and then hopefully, fingers crossed, I'll be coming out later tonight. I just kind of feel at the moment, going in, I've got really two different aims, I feel, coming into this, because originally I was kind of gutted. Oh my gosh, when he told me on the phone, oh, we don't know what this is going to mean for your running. Does this mean that you're going to be able to compete again? Does this mean you're going to be able to run in any form of races again? Or does this mean that I'll just be able to, you know, just go to the park and go on a 5K run myself? And then we were also talking about the type of ground, the conditions that I'll be able to run on. Maybe I'll have to stay off pavements and do more trails. But then over the few weeks that I've been kind of taking this in the kind of 4.5 weeks since it happened, I've come to realize that actually this operation now is actually something a little bit bigger. It's not actually just about my running. It is actually really day-to-day stuff. And the surgeon said to me on the phone, he said, you know, what we need to sort out with you, Rick, first is actually you need to get some kind of quality of life back into how you're working day to day and how you're doing things day to day. Because at the moment, you're not able to take, you know, the baby to nursery. You're not able to, if someone said, do you want to go on a walk? You've got to get on your bike to go on a walk around the park. You're not able to walk more than to the tube or to the railway station. And even then, it's a bit of a push. And it's made me realise that actually what I'm doing today is actually trying to get myself A, out of pain, which I've been for a relatively long time, and B, just kind of get back to some normal living where I haven't got to think about whether or not I can just do basic things and how I do basic things and how long it takes me to do that. And I don't want to over dramatise this, because I know in the long and short of things, it's not a massive deal, but it does feel like the main reason for this has in some ways changed a bit, and I am still really hopeful that I will be able to do some form of running and hopefully get back up into racing again. But now I don't want to go all Andy Murray here, but that was what he said, wasn't it? Andy Murray, he said, you know, first thing I want to get my health back, and then secondly you want to you know, you look to do what you can do after that. But at the moment I'm just really relieved in some ways that the time's come that I can actually get myself out of pain. Well, the last time I was in a gown like this, I think I was in a spa, but I'm not in a spa now, unfortunately. God, I wish I was in a spa. So the physio's just brought me some crutches, had my blood pressure taken, I've been weighed, and it's time to go down. And oh my gosh, I cannot wait for this to be over. My heart is going like the clappers.
let's do this. So I've just come out of recovery. Feel a bit groggy, but I think it's just because there was a tube in my throat. I think the operation was a success, but it turns out they had to do quite a bit more work than they thought. I was asleep for about an hour and 45, but I think that's because they had to do some more work on the bones and some more micro fractures because of the part of the bone that didn't have any cartilage, in order to try and get the cartilage to regrow. Just feel a bit lightheaded, but I think it went okay. So just waiting for the nurse to come in now. So welcome to my bedroom.
I think he's found it more challenging than he initially expected since he's been back.
We can see the holes where they went in. Nicely shaven leg, done a good job on the shaving.
I just feel like I've been getting really frustrated though, and I've been kind of bad company the last kind of 24 hours.